Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. In some important new comments, a former Bernie Sanders advisor, Brianna Joy Gray, said that businesses should incentivize workers post pandemic by raising wages. Brianna was a former national press secretary for Senator Bernie Sanders' 2020 presidential campaign, and she said in an interview that the rules are different for rich people versus poor people. This is an incredible interview that highlights some of the underlying ideologies behind Senator Bernie Sanders' proposals leading up to his 2020 presidential campaign, as well as all the current moves, all the current proposals he's pushing in the United States Senate right now. This is what Brianna said. She said minimum wage must be raised. She said workers are underpaid. Workers are reevaluating work and looking for new jobs that, I quote, value the work that they do. And people are forced into low wage positions. Right now, people are thinking, how can I rethink and how can I retrain myself? How can I rethink my future? And she also said something which I felt was very, very significant. She said the government uses sticks for poor people and carrots for rich people. Yes, you heard that right. Brianna Joy Gray said that the government uses sticks for poor people and carrots for rich people. In other words, the government makes sure that there are penalties for poor people to discourage certain types of behavior and incentives for rich people to encourage certain kinds of behavior. Pretty incredible. In fact, she pointed out that billionaires got $1.62 trillion richer during the pandemic, and the government helping poor people works much better than government helping rich people. Pretty incredible comments again from Brianna Joy Gray, the former national press secretary for Senator Bernie Sanders. And she said, and again, very significant comments, it seems like workers have a better sense of the value of their labor than the companies that have been able to exploit them because of very, very low work standards in this country for a long time. She also said this, significant. She said, it shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone that workers are underpaid in a world where they have any kind of flexibility, any kind of relief in the form of stimulus payments, that they're going to have the most efficient behavior, stay home with their kids, not have to take on those childcare costs and take the time to look for a job that actually values the work that they do. She also said, and this is significant, it's nice to see that there's at least a little sliver of hope that is clear now to people that that's the same kind of incentive structure that works for working people. In fact, I think it actually works for working people in a way that it never was true of the very wealthy. In short, she's saying that when the government helps the working class, helps the middle class, helps the lower middle class, helps the poor, it actually helps the economy, it helps the country much more than providing incentives to rich people, because the poor are the ones who need the most help in order to escape the cycle of poverty that you see on your screen right now. Sometimes it takes years, sometimes decades, and sometimes generations to escape the cycle of poverty. Pretty incredible comments from Brianna Joy Gray. In fact, let's take a look at exactly what she said. And again, the part that jumped out the most to me was workers have a better sense of the value of their labor than the companies that exploit them because of very, very low work standards. Let's roll the tape and hear from Brianna Joy Gray, the former national press secretary for Senator Bernie Sanders' 2020 presidential campaign, in an interview with The Hill. Let's roll the tape and check out what Brianna had to say.
What do you make of this national trend, Brianna, where we're seeing both a reassessment of work on behalf of workers and a large rise in wages really across the country?
Well, it seems like workers have a better sense of the value of their labor than the companies that have been able to exploit them because of very, very low work standards in this country for a long time. Look, we live in the longest period without a minimum wage raise since the minimum wage was instated in 1938. Restaurant workers, for instance, have been earning $2.13 an hour since 1991. Oh. It shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone that workers are underpaid, and in a world where they have any kind of flexibility, any kind of relief in the form of these stimulus payments, that they're going to have the more efficient behavior, stay home with their kids, not have to take on those child care costs, and take the time and look for a job that actually values the work that they do.
You know, Brianna, it's just wild to me that usually our political discourse only considers like the stick approach. Like, how do we make life so terrible that people are forced into these low wage positions. And normally when you work a job like at a restaurant or some in retail where you're barely making it, you can't take time off. I mean, you're just trying to keep body and soul together. You don't have time to do a reassessment and think like, okay, is there another industry I could go into or get a little bit of training for where I would make a higher wage? And so the pandemic forced everybody in some of these low wage spaces to stay home and forced them to have the space to rethink whether they really wanted to be making $725 an hour. And by the way, during a pandemic, risking their lives for that low wage job. So I do think it's indicative of a little bit of a rethink that's happening essentially at all class levels in society.
Right. Well, the government loves to use a stick for poor people. It is very happy to use carrots for rich people. We've all heard about trickle-down economics. We all know that billionaires got $1.6 trillion, I believe, $1.62 trillion richer over the course of the pandemic. The number one beneficiaries of PPP, et cetera. The first COVID bill was the largest upward transfer of wealth in American history. I mean, the government feels no hesitation in saying that if we give rich people more money, it will incentivize them to act better and it will trickle down and help the rest of us. And it's nice to see that at least there's a little sliver of hope that it's clear now to people that that's the same kind of incentive structure that works for working people. In fact, I think it actually works for working people in a way that it never was true of the very wealthy.
So that was it, everyone. In fact, we'll provide you with the link in the description section below to the article from The Hill. Here's the article on your screen right now. Brianna Joy Gray, businesses can incentivize workers post-pandemic by raising wages. And also the fact that the poor are faced with sticks, whereas the rich are incentivized by carrots for certain kinds of behavior. There are tax incentives for the rich to buy rental properties, to invest in businesses. On the other hand, there are sticks for the poor because the poor cannot get the same amount of deductions that the rich can get. And the poor often end up paying more income taxes than the rich. So this is the problem that Brianna was trying to point out. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I've always talked about this on our channel. I do believe that the system is fundamentally rigged and geared towards rich people, making things harder for the poor. But I promise you on our channel, cover matters that are important to the country, the economy, as well as our money. This right here is a little bit of information about me. My name is Dr. Nitin Choda. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. I've had the fortune, the honor, the privilege of living the American dream, and I want to help you live your American dream. So please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. That would mean a lot to me. That really helps us out at the channel because a lot of effort goes into the creation of the content on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you follow us on Twitter, and by the way, our Twitter handle is ignition_time. That's our Twitter handle. You'll get real-time news alerts on Twitter. It's almost like having your own news alert service. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Don't forget to comment below and let me know what you think of Brianna's comments. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.